Hey guys, this is Lisa from NYC Gal Out, and if you are watching on YouTube, it's NYC Gal Pod. Okay, let's get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It is season 15 reunion part 1. It's a 3-part reunion, and Andy Cohen, why do you do this to us? It is like so boring. It never needs a 3-parter. The build-up is obviously whatever blowout is going to happen between Dorit and Kyle, and of course they're going to save that for the 3rd part, and it's going to be towards like the last 10 minutes of the episode so that they make you watch the whole damn thing. They actually have 3 other bouquets. I have this gorgeous one that is like this hot pink purplish color. Is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I have that in another room though. This is the room that I usually film in because it has the best lighting. So I always film in this room. Enough about my damn bouquets. Do you guys call it vase or vase? Tomato, tomato. I get a lot of comments where people tell me I'm pronouncing things wrong or that's not how you pronounce it. And listen, I pronounce things the way I pronounce them. I'm from New York, okay? People think that they're doing something when they think they're correcting me or they think they're insulting me or offending me. It's like they're trying to give this, insult of like I'm being a foreigner or something. No. I am more American than Melania Trump, okay? I'm an American. But I say all of that to say that, listen, if you have the president of the United States with marble in his mouth, I don't want anybody telling me how I should or should not pronounce things. But thank you anyway, because the more of those obnoxious comments that I get, whether you think you're doing something or not, that boosts my engagement. You made it when you have haters. It doesn't matter if you have 500 followers or 5,000 or 500,000. When you get haters like that, you've made it. Congratulations. I'm going to say that the majority of you people who leave those comments, you guys have never been to New York. Because if you've been to New York, you would know that the majority of New Yorkers, they pronounce shit how they want to pronounce it, okay? So don't even get me started. Over there in Rhode Island, when Alicia's aunt, when they were over at her house, and Alicia couldn't even understand what the hell her aunt was saying. She's like, what, Wanda? She said, Wanda. Oh, Wanda. He was wandering. They couldn't even understand each other, so don't even start with that nonsense with me. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to Beverly Hills. Lackluster like the whole entire damn season. Kyle Richards, she is now the longest running housewife in all the franchises. She's been on for 15 uninterrupted years. So Kyle Richards is the reigning Bravo queen. And I do think because of that she is one of Andy Cohen's favorites. Andy Cohen definitely has favorites, and he also has, housewives that I don't necessarily think that he likes. Over there in Beverly Hills, I don't think he really likes Dorit. And for Beverly Hills, my feeling on this is that he doesn't like Dorit because she is always late. Listen, this woman has always had bad time management. And Crystal, on her podcast Humble Brag, she says Dorit has always been late because she likes to smoke, that she would take these smoking breaks and then she would be late. I personally think that for Andy Cohen specifically, it was the fact that she is long-winded. She likes to talk. That's why I'm surprised this girl doesn't have a podcast. She should. She loves talking. But what I think kind of like is the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, is the fact that Dorit was late to a reunion and Andy Cohen was like, well, we're going to start without her. And the fact that you at a reunion, which is kind of like your end of the year evaluation, the fact that you come to a reunion late like that, I think that was when he's basically like, yeah, no, she's kind of like on my shit list. On the Beverly Hills cast, that he definitely shows favoritism to Kyle. Well, anyway, so they talk about Rachel Zoe and her divorce. Look, I don't follow Rachel like that. I don't know about Rachel Zoe like that, but from what I gather throughout the season, she made it seem like her boys were uncomfortable with the new girlfriend or didn't like the new girlfriend or whatever. I don't know if that's something that she's trying to force to make it seem that way, because there was one scene that I do remember where she asked one of her boys, I think it was the older son, how did you feel about it? And the son was like, okay, I guess I didn't really care. I think she was hoping that he would say something like, I didn't want her to be there. I was uncomfortable. I was unhappy. He didn't say any of that. He was just like, oh, I didn't really care. So after watching that scene, I felt like, oh, what are you trying to do, Rachel? Are you trying to make the public hate her, that she's kind of like the villain? Because I don't know the situation. And again, I don't follow her like that. So is this like something where the marriage broke up because he was stepping out with this woman, his girlfriend? I don't know. But if it's just that he's moved on and he has a new girlfriend, then like Rachel Zoe, what the hell are you upset about? What are you hung up on? I will say that where Rachel was going like, I call it bop. I say that especially for Phaedra Parks over there on Atlanta. I said you could always tell when Phaedra's lying because she does that And I always say that always reminds me of the song The Hansons, Bop. And Rachel had a hard time explaining what the hell it was that her man side piece arm candy does. And she basically says, well, I'm not one of his clients, so I don't really know what he does. Okay, whatever, who cares? I don't care. I didn't even know she was dating somebody, so okay. Now they talk about Erica and Erica's situation, especially the fact that she mentioned that she was a survivor, a victim and a survivor of domestic violence. Erica talks a little bit about that. Andy asks her if she felt like she was in an emotionally abusive relationship with Tom, and she said, yeah, definitely. They do flashbacks of clips where Tom was talking down to her and flashbacks of clips and where she would excuse that behavior. So watching those flashback clips of her, you could tell that she was trying to soften the humiliation for herself. When a man talks down to you like that in front of other people, he's putting you in your place in front of other people. So when I was looking at all those flashback clips, I could tell that she was very embarrassed and humiliated by Tom, and that he was very comfortable to talk to her that way in front of other people, in front of cameras. And he felt so comfortable talking to her that way because he was used to humiliating her. Abusive men like that, they often treat their wives like they're talking to children. You're just like one of the kids. You don't get a say in anything. And so when I was watching those clips, I'm like, that is humiliation, right? And you only feel that level of comfort to humiliate your partner when you already have control over your partner. A lot of people were saying about Cassandra Ventura, like, okay, well, she chose to stay. When you're in a long-term relationship like that, it's very hard to leave because then you become compliant. You become compliant to your own abuse, and it's hard to leave. Andy Cohen says, if you could ask Tom one thing, and she said, I guess I would just ask him why. I felt like she had to think about it a little bit. I know a lot of people said that Erica knew. I don't know if she knew or not. I really don't. Like, look, Teresa, Erica, Dorit, when people are like, oh, how could they not know? How could they not know? I'm like, Sutton didn't even know she owned a baseball team. Like, what are you people talking about? And see, the only reason why people don't give shit to Sutton is because Sutton hasn't been caught in any legal financial entanglement involving her husband. And so because of that, because her husband seemed to be by all means in the up and up, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. But that doesn't change the fact that Sutton herself didn't even know that she owned a baseball team. Sutton was like, I found out about hidden accounts. I found out about hidden business ventures. I didn't even know we owned a baseball team. She said, I only found all of this out when we were going through our divorce and I hired a forensic accountant. So because she didn't have a scandal involving her husband doing some funny business, people excuse it for Sutton, or they don't put Sutton in the same category. But she very much was in the same category. She's telling you she didn't even know she owned a baseball team. But people, I feel like, because of Erica's situation and because of Teresa's situation, that somehow, oh, she had to know. She had to have known. Well, why did she have to have known, but Sutton, it was okay that she didn't know she owned a baseball team? And even Alicia on Rhode Island, she says she has no money of her own. She says, I hate having to ask Bill for money, but I have no money of my own. So I absolutely believe these women don't know. And I always say, why is it that when mob wives and their husband goes to jail for arson or murder or racketeering or whatever, it's like we feel like these mob wives are victims of their husband's livelihood or lifestyle. But for some reason, just because Erica, Teresa, and Dorit, that they like to go shopping and they like to wear expensive stuff, then all of a sudden we villainize them and say, oh, they had to have known. They have to have known. And also, I don't get it, especially with Teresa, because a lot of the Teresa haters, they like to say how stupid she is. So she was stupid, but she knew what she was doing. And here's the thing. Essentially, what she went to jail for is fraud with lying on loan applications. But do you know that even if you were to misrepresent what your income is on a credit card application, that is considered bank fraud? Did you guys know that? See, because people love to say she's a felon, she's a felon. Listen, first of all, that doesn't land for me because I'm like, the president of the United States is a felon, okay? At this point, she could run for president of the United States. But I also feel like, as a housewife myself, I don't know all of those finance situations. But for myself specifically, and I'm only talking about myself specifically, my husband, he needs to go through top secret clearance. So when he goes through top secret clearance, they look at stuff on like finances. So you can't do any funny business because there are people who look through his finances to make sure that he is in the up and up so that he could be cleared for his top secret clearance. So in my regards, I feel like, oh, well, my situation is a little bit different. Maybe when he gets out of the army, I'll worry about it a little bit more. But right now, I'm kind of like, whatever. I always give grace to the wives, to the housewives, because I feel like, oh, well, my situation is not that much different from theirs, except for the fact that they have more money, a lot more. or at least they're pretending that they have. I mean, I don't know how much they have, but do I believe everything Erica says? No. But I also feel like Erica is not somebody who rehearses, because she would have to know that that is something that Andy would ask her, because that is something that like she's been asked multiple times and she still was not prepared. She had to think about it for a second. I don't know if she was trying to think of it to make it the most PR response. Like, girl, you should have just been like, I would have asked where the money is. I don't know if she's still trying to protect Tom or not. That man is dying in prison. He's already like in his 80s. At this point, you should just be protecting yourself. And her response should have been like, I would ask him, where's the money? And where is the money? Because I'm getting sued for $25 million. So I like to know where the money is, because I got all these people coming on my ass to, you know, try to get the money from me. Guys, I didn't even notice that Sutton was there. I legit like did not even notice Sutton. Like, they might as well have switched Sutton out with Natalie. And don't even ask me who Natalie is. Just like the whole entire season, Sutton was irrelevant in this reunion. But they also talk about, of course, Dorit and Kyle's BS, whatever. Listen, I've asked this question multiple times. Even true fans of the franchise, do you guys really care whether Kyle or Dorit are friends or not? Do you? Or is there like not anything else that we could talk about? We could have explored like the weirdness, stiffness, whateverness between Sutton and Jennifer Tilly, because in the earlier parts of the season, you know, they were kind of having a little bit of tension, because I didn't forget in those first few episodes of the season when Jennifer Tilly was like, it's always about Sutton and this is why Garcelle left. I didn't forget about that. You guys might have. I didn't forget about it. So we could have even leaned towards that angle. We could have leaned towards even Rachel and her boring ass divorce. I know Rachel tried to make it like a big deal as if she's like Taylor Swift, and it's like, oh my god, it's all over the news, oh my god, it's on page 6. But Erica, we could have went into more about her DV situation and her new relationship with her man. I would still like to know why Kyle and Mauricio broke up. And for people who are like, oh, Kyle doesn't owe us an explanation, Dorit doesn't owe us an explanation, Erica doesn't owe us an explanation. You know what? You are on TV. You are getting a paycheck to entertain us about your real life. If we wanted that, we could watch scripted TV. This is reality TV. So for people who say that, oh, they don't owe us an explanation or an answer, well, yes, they do, because it is our eyeballs that pay for their paychecks. Our eyeballs, our views generate income for them. You know how people love to say that taxpayer, and they're upset with a police, fire department, a politician, a teacher, whatever. They like to say our taxpayer pays for it, right? Well, our views pays for Kyle Richards, Dorit Kemsley, Sutton Strack, Erica Jane, Girardi, whatever her name is. Our views pay their paycheck. So if you're upset at a politician and you're like, our taxpayer pays for that, well, you know what? Our viewership pays for their income. So yes, they do owe us an answer. Let's get into the Amanda a bit all, because I really feel like that's the gist of the whole episode. And the sun is going down, so I need to kind of wrap this up, because that's when I get like the best light, natural sunlight. Otherwise, when I put on the light in the house, I get this like weird discoloration and whatever else. All the ladies are kind of just like telling Amanda that, you know, she's coming off the wrong way, she's rubbing them the wrong way, whatever. Amanda, she tries to defend herself. I don't think she does a really good job of defending herself. I do know that she was on an interview, I think it was page 6, where she says she's neurodivergent. I wish she would have said that to the ladies. I don't know if she did and it was cut out. I don't think they would have cut that out though, because it's like such a PC thing that I don't feel like producers or the editing department would have left that out. I just don't. But I wish she would have said that, because then it would explain to the ladies why she responds the way that she does. We get into all of the reasons why she's tacky and she comes off the wrong way. Erica says that she had asked the cameraman to get a shot of her Chanel bag, and she's basically saying that that's tacky. Now, I do see in the comments where they're like, you know, how is it different from any of the other ladies? This is a show about luxury and, you know, living that lifestyle. How is it any different from Rachel when she does it, or with Dorit? Listen, that's why I always say that, like, when you have a newbie housewife, you got to give them at least 2 seasons before you could really make a judgment of whether they should stay or not. I see a lot of people who don't necessarily enjoy watching Amanda over there on TikTok. They love hopping onto the comments, but so I do see it. And look, I've said this multiple times. I get how people could find her annoying, but I still believe you got to give people at least 2 seasons before you make that decision of whether or not they are a good addition to the cast. For Amanda, do I think it was tacky for her to tell the cameraman to take a footage of her purse? Yes, I do. But I excuse that as newbie behavior. She's just doing what a lot of newbie housewives do. Jennifer Aiden on New Jersey, she was accused of it during her first season, constantly bragging about her 16 bathroom. I got 16 bathrooms. I got 16 bathrooms. And people, dragged her for that, saying that she kept mentioning her 16 bathrooms. Dorit, she's been accused of doing it her first season. So I don't feel that energy for Amanda in regards to her always bragging or whatever. I gotta put the light on, guys, because I'm already, like, I could see, like, the quality is already getting crappy. I'm gonna wrap this up really quickly. Where I kind of like feel a little bit like, oh, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense to me is, okay, there is an interaction with Rachel and Amanda. Rachel is saying that, well, this is what you said, and it's in regards to Amanda saying to her that she wants everybody to know who she is, okay? And they do the flashback, and Amanda gives more context to it, and she's saying that, no, that's how you took it, but what I meant was that, blah, 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 blah. Rachel was like, no, that's not how you said it. And she's saying like, okay, well, this is what I meant. Da, 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 da. Now, I saw in the comments people trying to explain Amanda, her context, and saying that, well, I could understand it. I could understand Amanda. I knew exactly what Amanda was saying, blah, 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 blah. Stop with the semantics, whatever, da, 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 da. Okay, I could get that, right? And I don't even think it was that deep. But let's get to Bose. Bose and Amanda, they have a situation, and it's in regards to whether or not Bose said that I would lose money, or basically, according to Amanda, how she's putting it is saying that, her online course is losing money. Now, Bose says, that's not what I said to you, and, da 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 da. They play the clip, and watching that clip is like the same reaction I got when I watched Amanda and Rachel's clip. So Bose and Amanda's clip, Bose says, that's not what I would be doing, because if I did that, I would be losing money. Now, the ones that don't like Amanda, they could see what Bose is saying. They could understand Bose's context when she's saying that, you are basically trying to make money by telling people to dream of being rich. I'm doing a course based on Harvard that I did that, makes it more accessible and tell people da 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 da. So here's my problem. If you can understand Amanda and see it for Amanda when she explained the context of it, and you guys all love to hop on and say, no, this is what she meant, or, she meant it this way or that way or whatever. So if you could make that argument for Amanda, you have to make that argument for Bose, because that's basically the same argument. Because when Rachel and Amanda were fighting, Rachel said, this is what you said. They play the flashback, okay? But now people are saying that, oh, that's not what Amanda meant. Amanda meant blah, 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 blah. Then you have to give Bose that same argument, because they do play the clip. And Bose does say, well, that's not what I would do, because I would be losing money in it, okay? So Amanda took that as she's losing money and her business isn't doing good and whatever else. So again, with Rachel and Amanda, if you guys are saying, well, that's not what Amanda meant, she meant that she wants people to know who she is and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So you have to be able to make that same argument with Bose. And I feel like we like to say that, oh, production is stupid, editing is stupid, or whatever. No, production is not stupid or whatever. You don't get to these positions by being dumb and stupid. They know what they're doing. And I feel like they put those basically arguments side by side so that you can't defend one without defending the other, or you can't disagree with one and defend the other, because that's how I see it. I see it from that perspective. And maybe it's because I'm not really a fan of the show. I mean, I'm not an Amanda hater, and I don't have that energy for Amanda that the other viewers, other audience of the show do. Anyway, my light is leaving, so that's it. Let me know what you guys think of the episode, and hopefully you could see like the last 10 minutes of this video, because the sunlight's already gone. All right, I'll check you guys out next time. Bye.